Good afternoon. I'm Dan from Cornerstone Baptist Church, and we have part 2 of Treasures from John, the book of John. But before we start now, I'd like to share just a couple thoughts with you. You're probably familiar with this story, but I hope you'll get more out of it. We're going to, instead of just reading through it, we're just going to, I want to try and share some things that I've seen in it, and many other people who have seen in it. But I'd like to encourage you to not get in the habit of just reading mechanically to get something read, but to really, what's going on here? What's the important thing that's happening? And any time the deity of God, of Jesus rather, is shown, that is a great time to really pay attention and see what he's trying to show us. Mary and Martha and Lazarus are all related, brother and sister, and they're a prominent family in Bethany, and they are a day's journey away from where Jesus, as this dialogue begins, a day away from where Jesus and his followers are. And all the people that are involved in this have I would call a partial belief in who Jesus is. Some obviously more than others, but none of them completely understand at the beginning, but they will. John 1, now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus of Bethany, the town Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary which anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother was sick. Therefore his sister sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. When he heard therefore that he was sick, he abode 2 days still in the same place where he was. And the first few times you read this, it sounds so contrary. It doesn't seem to make sense. But again, he has something for us to learn. Then after that saith he to his disciples, Let us go unto Judea again. His disciples say unto him, Master, the Jews of late sought to stone thee, and goest thou hither again? Jesus answered, Are there not 12 hours in a day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world. And I had to look a few references. I wanted to be sure I knew exactly what they meant by that. Basically, it wasn't, you hear him say a lot, it's not my time yet. He was free to work and do his will until that appointed time that he would lay down his life. And that's what that means. But if a man walk in the night, he stumbleth, because there is no light in him. These things said he, and after that he said unto him, Our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may awaken him out of sleep. Then said the disciples, Lord, if he sleep, he shall do well. In more confusion, howbeit Jesus spake of his death, but they thought he had spoken of taking a rest and sleep. Then said Jesus unto him plainly, Lazarus is dead. And I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, to the intent that ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him. Verse 17. Then when Jesus came, he found that he had laid in the grave 4 days already, and that was his plan. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off. And many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house. Now really pay close attention to what's happening in these next few verses. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. I think there was some impatience and, I don't want to say anger, but she's really disappointed and feels this could have been avoided. And we may do that sometime. We may think, God, did you make a mistake? Why is this happening? But she she tries to clean it up a little bit with this line. She says, "But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it." And Jesus saith unto her, "Thy brother shall rise again." Martha saith unto him, "I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day." Jesus said unto her, "I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, he shall live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?" She saith unto him, "Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come unto the world. Amen." And when she had said so, she went her way and called Mary, her sister, secretly, saying, "The Master is come and calleth for thee." As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. Now Jesus was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha had met him. The Jews then, which were with her in the house, and comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, "She goeth unto the grave to weep there." Verse 32, Then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him the same thing. "Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died." When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in his spirit and was troubled, and said, "Where have ye laid him?" They said unto him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. Then said the Jews, "Behold, how he loved him." Some of them said, "Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not die?" Apparently, they're starting to believe that Jesus has some amazing powers, but they're not ready to believe that he is God. And here, they still seem to be blaming him. Jesus, therefore, again, groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. And it was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, "Take ye away the stone." Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, "Lord, by this time he stinketh. He hath been dead 4 days." Jesus saith unto her, "Said I not unto thee, that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldst see the glory of God?" Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank thou that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me." And when he had thus spoken, he cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Jesus saith unto them, "Loose him and let him go." Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them that what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, "What do we with this? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and our nation." So our passage ends here, but you see over and over these Jews who are not ready to believe, no matter what they saw, the obvious things that only the God could do, and they still, as a matter of fact, in the next chapter, chapter 12, they wanted to kill Lazarus as well, to kind of remove the evidence of what had taken place. So as a partner, I'd like to ask you to please be especially careful that you understand and apply what you have read or heard from the Bible. If you don't understand it, ask someone, get a book, get a study Bible, that will help you understanding. I mean, some of the parts of speech, some of the terms, some of the way they would put phrases together is definitely different from now. And so you may need some helps in understanding it, but it's important you understand it so that you can apply it to your life. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.